Hello everyone, this is Tosha Pandya, Assistant Professor, Department of Pharmaceutical Technology. Welcome to the MOOC series, an initiative taken by LG Institute of Pharmacy. In this session, we are going to see about the industrial applications of immobilized enzymes. So till now we have seen what is enzyme immobilization and various advantages and disadvantages of the same, and we have seen different methods of immobilization. So by now we know that how useful is the immobilizing enzyme is in the industries, which reduces the cost of production and increasing the efficiency. Okay, so you can see in the table some of the major products obtained by immobilized enzyme. Number one is the glucose isomerase enzyme, which is immobilized in order to produce high fructose corn syrup. The second is the amino acid acylase enzyme. This was the first application which was done by Japan. It was obtained from Aspergillus oryza enzyme, and it was immobilized in order to obtain L-amino acids in the industries which are used commercially in higher degree, right? Then penicillin acylase enzyme is obtained to produce semisynthetic penicillins, the and so on. Okay, so these are some of the major products which are obtained by immobilized enzymes. So some of the commercial applications, as you can see, the immobilized enzymes can be used for production of antibiotics, for production of steroids like prednisolone, hydrocortisone, and amino acids. So you can see the list of products, list of enzymes which are immobilized in order to produce industrial products. So we'll see one by one in detail the major applications of immobilized enzyme. So the first major application of immobilized enzymes is in the production of L-amino acids. As we know, the amino acids, we have two forms, D and L amino acids, of which only L amino acids are the one which are most important in food supplements and in medical purposes. So it is very important to separate or to obtain L amino acids from the DL amino acids. So this is done with the help of enzyme amino acylase, which is immobilized on Cefadex and can selectively hydrolyze DL amino acids to produce L amino acids. Now, this production of enzyme is difficult. So, we need to immobilize these enzymes so that we can use it again and again in order to produce large quantities of L amino acids, right? So, you can see in the flow chart DL acyl amino acids. The amino acylase acts on this and produce L amino acids plus DL acyl amino acids. Okay. The next application is in the production of high fructose syrup. So this, what is high fructose syrup? It is a substitute for sugar in preparation of soft drinks, in processed foods and baking. So we require this in large quantities. So what is done? It can be produced from glucose by employing enzyme known as glucose isomerase, okay, because it is an isomeric form of the glucose. So the glucose isomerase acts on glucose and produce high fructose syrup. So now again we want this enzyme to be used again and again, so we are immobilizing it. Which enzyme? Glucose isomerase, so that we can produce large quantities of high fructose syrup. So the starch containing raw materials like the potato, corn, wheat are subjected to hydrolysis to produce glucose, and you can see in the process the glucose is finally acted upon by glucose isomerase, which is immobilized on various supports, and you can produce high fructose syrup, which can be used commercially in various food products as a substitute of the sugar. Okay. The next application is in production of lactose-free milk. Now, why do we require lactose-free milk? Because many of the population is lactose intolerant, right? So we want to produce lactose in free milk. What is done for what is done in the lactose intolerant patient? The enzyme lactase is missing, which converts lactose to glucose. So lactose is removed from the milk with the help of this enzyme, and the immobilized lactase is used in production of lactose-free milk. Okay. So the next application is the clarification of fruit juices. Now, what is clarification of fruit juices? Many fruit juices contain pectins, which are a complex group of carbohydrates that cement adjacent cells together. Okay, and this is a major problem because they pose a viscosity problem. So what is done? The pectins can form colloids with proteins and give haze to the juice. Sometimes you must be seeing hazy juice, okay, like in apple juice. So immobilized pectinase. Pectinase is an enzyme which acts on the pectins and remove the pectins from the fruit juices in order to obtain the clarified fruit juices, which are not at all hazy. Okay, and of course they also help in preventing problems during manufacturing. Yes, the immobilized enzymes can also be used as diagnostic reagents. Diagnostic reagents, the enzymes are immobilized on the strips for diagnostic purposes like glucose, that is, in glucose concentration determination in blood samples. The enzyme glucose oxidase is immobilized for glucose level determination for the diabetic patients. Moreover, it is also this principle is also used in ELISA, that is enzyme linked immunosorbent assay, and also for detection of antigens and antibodies. Apart from all these applications, the immobilized enzymes also have therapeutic application, which is a major use of the immobilized enzyme. So immobilized enzymes such as streptokinase, urokinase in microgranules of CFADEX are used for treatment of thrombosis. Then enzyme adsorbents can be incorporated together with the target enzyme into artificial cells also, which can be used to convert the substrate to product. Okay, example is the preparation of artificial kidney, liver, etc. And the immobilized enzymes are used in hereditary enzyme deficiency disorders, which are, as we know, difficult to treat. Okay, so these are many of the applications of immobilized enzyme. Many are they're missing also. So you can see that how important is this process of immobilizing the enzymes. So I hope you are clear with various applications of immobilized enzymes, and I think this video is very useful to you. Thank you all for watching this video. Please do like, share, and subscribe our YouTube channel Pharma Ignite, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get regular notifications so that you do not miss out any of the topics in this chapter. Thank you.